In the early 2010s, ASIS, Australia's premier intelligence agency, was called into action for one of its most covert and high-stakes missions, Operation Redwood. The mission was born out of a growing concern over an international criminal syndicate that had been operating in the shadows for years. This network was responsible for large-scale trafficking of both illegal arms and rare resources, particularly focusing on the timber trade in Southeast Asia, where deforestation and illicit logging operations were fueling not only environmental destruction, but also financing violent insurgent groups. ASIS's role in this operation was to dismantle this network, tracking the syndicate's operations and cutting off its financial and logistical support to prevent a growing destabilization of the region. The operation began when Australian intelligence intercepted information regarding illegal logging activities linked to armed groups operating in remote regions of Southeast Asia. These groups were involved in smuggling rare and endangered timber species, highly sought-after commodities in international black markets. The timber, while a natural resource, was being exploited by organized criminals who were using the profits to fund violence, including weapons procurement and insurgent activities across the region. ASIS was tasked with tracking this illegal network, uncovering its leaders, and disrupting its operations before it could cause further harm to both the environment and regional security. ASIS agents were deployed to Southeast Asia, where they faced the challenge of infiltrating a network that was deeply entrenched in both the legitimate and illicit sides of the timber trade. The criminal syndicate's network was vast, spanning several countries, and involved corrupt government officials, local militias, and powerful business interests. ASIS agents had to operate undercover, posing as members of legitimate logging companies, while simultaneously gathering intelligence on the illegal operations that were directly funding violence in the region. The agents used a variety of intelligence-gathering techniques, from human intelligence, HUMINT, through local informants to the surveillance of illegal logging camps and supply routes. They also tapped into intercepted communications to monitor the movement of timber shipments and identified links between the smugglers and violent insurgent groups. By identifying the people behind the trade and mapping the routes used to smuggle the timber across borders, ASIS was able to piece together the scope of the syndicate's operations. One of the most critical aspects of Operation Redwood was understanding how the syndicate's operations were financing insurgency groups. Through diligent intelligence work, ASIS discovered that profits from the illegal timber trade were being funneled directly into the purchase of arms and explosives for violent groups that sought to destabilize governments in the region. These groups were also using the profits to further their campaigns of terror against local populations, exacerbating an already volatile environment. With this intelligence, ASIS worked closely with the Australian Federal Police, AFP, and regional law enforcement, as well as with international agencies like Interpol and the United Nations, to devise a coordinated strategy to dismantle the network. The operation culminated in several high-stakes raids, targeting key syndicate leaders and the corrupt officials who had been enabling the trafficking. In one particularly decisive operation, ASIS and AFP agents seized large quantities of illegally harvested timber and brought down a network of illegal logging operations that had been supplying the insurgents. The success of Operation Redwood marked a significant blow to the criminal syndicate, severely hampering its ability to operate and fund insurgency groups. Several key members of the network were arrested, and law enforcement agencies in Southeast Asia took additional steps to crack down on illegal logging, aided by the intelligence gathered during the operation. Beyond the immediate impact, the operation also had long-term consequences, as it helped raise awareness about the links between environmental crime and global instability. Operation Redwood was not just a victory for Australian intelligence. It was also a triumph for global security and environmental protection. ASIS's ability to infiltrate such a well-organized and secretive network highlighted the agency's skills in navigating complex, multi-layered threats. By disrupting the illegal timber trade and severing the syndicate's financial ties to insurgent groups, ASIS played a crucial role in preserving both the environment and the security of the region. The operation demonstrated that ASIS's role in global security extends beyond traditional counterterrorism and espionage. It showed how intelligence work can tackle the intersection of environmental crime and violence, ultimately safeguarding Australian and global interests. The success of Operation Redwood was a testament to the agency's adaptability and expertise in the face of evolving global threats, reinforcing ASIS's critical role in maintaining national and international security.